Have you ever felt like the life you're living isn't truly yours? Like something inside you keeps whispering that you were made for more, but you can't quite see the way out? That quiet ache in your chest, that restlessness that won't let you settle? It isn't random. It's not just emotion. It's your soul calling you. The very fact that you're hearing these words means something inside you asked for them. This isn't an algorithm. It's alignment. Your future self, the version of you who already broke free, is reaching back through time, sending you this message as a key. The ancient Egyptians, guided by Thoth, the architect of reality, understood this feeling as the first sign of awakening. They left behind teachings to help humanity navigate the exact transformation you're stepping into right now. And their first instruction is this: don't fight it. The fear, confusion, and unease you feel are not enemies. They are signs that your old reality is falling apart so your true one can rise. When your spirit starts to expand, the walls of the old world begin to shake. You're not breaking down. You're breaking open. You feel it, don't you? That tension between hope and doubt, logic and intuition, the life you've been told to live and the life your soul knows you're here for. This war inside you is sacred. The alchemists called it solve et coagula, to dissolve and to reform. It's the burning away of the false self so your real essence, the gold of who you are, can take form. This inner conflict isn't a flaw. It's the birth of balance. Your logic and intuition, the masculine and feminine within you, are learning how to work together again. Your logic gives you direction, but your intuition gives you truth. When your mind tries to silence your heart, energy leaks. You end up exhausted because you're fighting your own current. Every time your intuition whispers go, and your mind says wait, you waste power that was meant to build your future. You're trying to measure a miracle instead of letting it unfold. That's why so many people feel potential inside but can't express it. They're stuck analyzing magic instead of living it. Look at the signs around you. Repeated numbers, perfect timing, words that seem to arrive right when you need them. Your soul recognizes them as breadcrumbs from your higher self. But your mind, trained to doubt, calls them coincidences. That's the war. Your heart sees what your logic denies. But here's the truth. Your intuition has never lied. It's the voice of your future already vibrating in your cells, a signal guiding you through the fog. You've been taught to trust only what you can see, but the unseen is what builds the seen. Logic organizes what already exists. Intuition creates what doesn't yet exist. That's why your body feels electric lately. It's upgrading. You are standing in the middle of two worlds. The old one that's fading and the new one that's forming. This is what the ancients called the quantum corridor, the sacred in-between. In alchemy, this phase is known as nigredo, the dark night, the breaking down of the old self so something higher can rise. It's uncomfortable because you're running two systems at once. The old one, based on fear, control, and survival, is collapsing. The new one, built on trust, flow, and intuition, is activating. This overlap causes confusion, fatigue, and pressure. But the pressure you feel is not punishment. It's proof that your soul is expanding. That's why people, jobs, or habits that once felt fine now feel unbearable. It's not that you're becoming cold. It's that your vibration has changed. Two very different frequencies can't stay in harmony for long. What no longer matches your energy begins to fall away. Life isn't punishing you. It's purifying you. It's showing you what can't come with you through the next doorway. You might feel lonely, like no one understands what you're going through. But that isolation is sacred. It's not rejection, it's protection. The universe clears the noise so you can hear your own voice again. What feels like emptiness is actually divine silence preparing you to receive clarity. What looks like stillness is transformation, like a caterpillar dissolving inside a cocoon. Your old identity is melting away so your wings can form. The greatest secret of this awakening is that you don't win this battle by fighting. You win it by focusing. The Hermetic law of polarity says the way to transform your reality is not to resist the noise, but to tune into the sound you want to hear. The first principle, all is mind, means everything is created through consciousness. The future you desire already exists as a vibration. You don't have to build it. You just have to tune to it. Fear and doubt are like static from other stations. Fighting them only amplifies them. Focus instead on the signal you want: peace, joy, love, freedom, and the static fades. Where your attention goes, your energy flows, and where energy flows, reality forms. For years, you've been trained to focus on what you fear. Now, you're learning to focus on what you want. Think of a noisy room full of people talking. You can't silence them all. But when you choose one voice to listen to, all the others fade. The same is true for your inner world. You can't stop thoughts from coming, but you can choose which ones to feed. Every moment you choose peace, even for a second, you shift your entire frequency. This is what Thoth called energetic mastery. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the conductor of your own reality. You stop asking life to change first and start changing your vibration first. When you focus on expansion, life expands with you. When you focus on fear, fear grows stronger. Your attention is your currency, and it creates worlds. Now, your next task is to learn to follow your inner compass, the signal of your soul. It speaks softly through your body. The ego's voice is loud, anxious, and full of shoulds and can'ts. The soul's voice is calm, clear, and feels like truth even when it scares you. Your body never lies. If something feels open, light, and peaceful, it's aligned with your soul. If it feels tight, heavy, or draining, it's not. So ask yourself whenever you're uncertain, does this expand me or contract me? Don't think, feel. Your body knows before your mind does. The soul's guidance won't show you the whole road. It will show you one step at a time. Each time you take a step toward what expands you, you strengthen the signal. Each time you obey fear, the old system regains control. This is how you rewire your reality, one choice at a time. As you follow your soul, discomfort may increase for a while. That's normal. It's your old self losing power. The ego, the inner guard that once protected you, will resist. It will make you doubt, overthink, and run back to what's familiar. Don't fight it. Acknowledge it. Thank it for its service. Then calmly remind it, you kept me safe when I needed safety, but now I lead with love. You're not killing your ego. You're evolving it. That's what Thoth meant by transmutation, turning fear into awareness and resistance into strength. Pain is not proof you're failing. It's proof you're transforming. The metal screams before it becomes a sword. The cocoon tightens before the wings break through. The discomfort you feel is your soul stretching into its true size. The old shoes hurt not because you're broken, but because you've grown. Transformation doesn't stop in the mind. It must anchor in the body. Your body is the sacred furnace where spirit becomes matter. Every emotion, every belief you've ever had lives there. For years, your nervous system equated familiar with safe, even if the familiar meant anxiety or survival. Now that you're shifting into peace and abundance, your body may resist because it doesn't yet recognize that safety. So you retrain it through breath, stillness, and presence. When tension rises, breathe slowly, feel your feet. Whisper, I am safe in expansion. Let your body feel peace as home. Each time you do this, you are teaching your biology to match your soul. This is how heaven descends into the body. This is how vibration becomes form. So if you feel lost, heavy, or confused, remember this. Nothing is wrong with you. You are awakening. The confusion is construction noise. The pain is pressure from the new self emerging. The silence is sacred preparation. Your higher self already crossed the bridge. You're just catching up. You don't need to chase the light. You are the light learning how to remember itself. Every shiver of intuition, every moment of surrender, every breath of peace is you tuning into your true frequency. You're not falling apart. You're coming into alignment. You're not losing your life. You're reclaiming it. So let the walls shake. Let what must fall, fall. Let the noise fade and the melody rise. Trust the process. The map is already written inside your soul. It only reveals itself as you walk. The moment you stop fighting and start listening, the path lights up. You are not breaking. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are remembering. You are not behind. You are right on time. And the calling you feel, it isn't outside you. It's your own soul knocking, saying, it's time to come home. Thoth, the Lord of magic and the architect of reality, understood that every lasting creation must have roots in the physical world. Nothing can endure if it exists only in thought or spirit. It must be anchored in matter. This is why he taught that the human body is not separate from the divine process of manifestation, but its essential foundation. The body is the soil in which the seeds of consciousness grow. The mind may carry the vision, the idea, the dream, but if the soil of the body is dry, tense, and filled with the weeds of unresolved emotions and memories, then even the most brilliant idea cannot take form. The body must be receptive, soft, and alive for the seed of the spirit to germinate. The tension, fear, and emotional residue stored within the nervous system are like hardened ground that prevents growth. You may know what you want and even feel inspired for a time, but if your body remains trapped in survival mode, holding on to the chemistry of the past, your creation cannot take root. The true activation of Thoth's wisdom is learning to use the body as a sacred instrument of transformation. The mind alone cannot create stability. It must be joined by the body's intelligence. To do this, one must consciously use the tools of breath and elevated emotion to rewrite the body's survival codes. Every cell in your being has learned patterns of fear, defense, and control. These patterns once protected you, but now they limit your expansion. You must teach your body, through repetition and feeling, that safety is not the absence of danger, but the presence of divine coherence. Safety is found in alignment with the frequency of your soul. It is a new biology of peace. When you breathe deeply, slowly, and consciously, you send a message through the entire system. I am safe. When you allow gratitude, love, or joy to rise and fill you, you are instructing your nervous system that openness is no longer a threat. Each breath, each feeling, becomes a code that tells the body it can trust life again. This inner process is the sacred union of heaven and earth within you. Heaven represents the clear intention of your higher self, the divine image of your future already known in spirit. Earth represents your body, the living matter that receives and nurtures that image. When these two forces meet, creation begins. The vision from above descends into the receptive soil of your physical being, and what was once only energy begins to take shape in your world. This is the great alchemical work Thoth spoke of, the marriage of light and matter, consciousness and form, idea and embodiment. It is the moment when transformation stops being theory and becomes biology. When this happens, peace no longer feels like something distant that you must chase. It becomes the natural rhythm of your body. Trust stops being a mental exercise and becomes the default vibration of your nervous system. You no longer need to force positivity because your cells begin to radiate coherence. The external world, which always mirrors your internal frequency, starts to reorganize itself. People, circumstances, and opportunities shift in ways that reflect the peace you embody. The universe cannot help but respond to a body that vibrates in harmony with its own divine source. This process cannot be achieved through willpower or surface-level positive thinking. Willpower belongs to the mind, but the transformation of matter happens through vibration. The body has its own language, one that responds not to logic, but to rhythm, emotion, and resonance. This is why Thoth's ancient teachings always included the use of biological tools, methods that bridge thought and energy, consciousness and matter. The most powerful and most immediate of these tools is breath. Breath is not simply a function that keeps you alive. It is the invisible bridge between the material and the divine. In the Emerald Tablets, Thoth speaks of breath not as air, but as the breath of life, the channel through which cosmic energy flows into form. When you breathe automatically, shallowly, and without awareness, you draw only enough energy to survive. But when you breathe consciously, slowly, deeply, intentionally, you draw in prana, kai, the same living current that shapes galaxies and sustains stars. You become a vessel for creation itself. Each conscious inhale pulls divine intelligence into your field. Each exhale releases density, tension, and emotional residue that no longer belongs in your system. With each breath, you cleanse the temple of your body and make space for higher frequencies to dwell within you. Breath awakens, but emotion amplifies. Emotion is the great power that defines the quality of your vibration. Every feeling you experience sends an electromagnetic signal through your body and into the field around you. Low emotions such as fear, shame, and anger contract your energy and create incoherence. They cloud the signal. Elevated emotions like gratitude, joy, compassion, and love expand your field and generate harmony. In alchemy, this is called the secret fire, the hidden flame that accelerates transmutation. Elevated emotion acts as the catalyst that quickens the process of change. When you deliberately choose to feel gratitude for your future as though it has already arrived, you create a bridge between the seen and the unseen. The body cannot distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. So when you sustain the feeling of gratitude for something not yet visible, your nervous system begins to believe it has already happened. It starts producing the same chemistry, the same signals, as if the manifestation were real. In that state, you become a vibrational match to your desired reality, and life begins to respond accordingly. You are no longer wishing for change. You are broadcasting it. The field around you starts to reorganize itself to reflect that coherent state. This is the science and the mystery of creation united. You move beyond the old paradigm of forcing, struggling, or striving. You stop trying to make reality obey your will and instead allow it to mirror your inner coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and body are aligned in one frequency, you are no longer separate from creation. You are creation itself unfolding. The ancients called this the living alchemy. It is not a ritual outside of you, but a continuous process occurring within your breath, heartbeat, and awareness. The temple is your body. The altar is your heart. The offering is your attention. And the flame is your emotion. Each moment of conscious breathing and feeling is a sacred act of creation. You are reshaping your biology to become a vessel of divine order, just as Thoth designed humanity to be. When you understand this, you realize that spiritual mastery is not about escaping the body but sanctifying it. The divine does not ask you to reject your physical nature, but to purify it so it can carry the higher frequencies of your soul. Every conscious breath, every moment of gratitude, every time you choose love over fear, you are turning matter into light. This is the real magic, the merging of spirit and flesh until they move as one. Thoth's wisdom reminds us that the tools of creation are simple but sacred. The breath is your wand. Emotion is your fire. Your body is the vessel through which the divine designs reality. When you use these with awareness, the invisible begins to take shape, and heaven becomes visible through you. The light of your soul descends into the world through the rhythm of your breath, the purity of your feeling, and the stability of your presence. At that point, you no longer try to manifest. You embody manifestation itself. You do not chase peace. You emanate it. You do not seek love. You radiate it. The magic of Thoth becomes your natural state, the architecture of reality built through your very being. This is how the sacred and the human become one. How you become the living bridge between the divine and the material, the breath and the form, the heaven and the earth. You are tuning your entire being, aligning every cell in your body with the frequency of the reality you wish to create. Your breath becomes a sacred instrument of precision, and your emotions become the language of creation. Every time you breathe consciously, every time you lift your emotions into gratitude, peace, or love, you are not just improving how you feel, you are connecting to something vast and intelligent that holds all life together. You become a point of balance in a much larger web of planetary energy. The ancient truth of, as within, so without now reveals itself on a global scale. Every inner act of peace sends an outer wave of harmony. Every choice to calm yourself rather than panic. Every moment your heart fills with thankfulness instead of fear releases a ripple of coherence through the field of human consciousness. In that invisible network that binds all beings, your personal healing becomes a collective blessing. Your peace strengthens the peace of others. Your calm becomes medicine for the earth, and your joy helps heal humanity. This is the paradox of true transformation. By healing yourself, you serve the world. When your inner frequency stabilizes, you emit a tone that adds harmony to the entire symphony of existence. This is the quiet work of masters, the invisible service of those who embody light. Mastery is not a crown to wear, but a vibration to live. It is not found in isolation, temples, or rituals alone. It is proven in the living moments of daily life. It is easy to be calm when everything is calm, but mastery is measured when chaos enters the room. The real initiation begins not in silence, but in traffic, deadlines, and family tension. The test is not whether you can meditate on a mountaintop, but whether you can stay centered when your boss is shouting, or when an unexpected bill challenges your faith in abundance. It is about walking through the fire without losing your song. When your vibration rises, The universe begins to respond to this new stability. It will send what are known as quantum echoes, old habits, familiar patterns, and even people from your past who suddenly reappear. This does not mean you are moving backward. It means you are being tested at your new frequency. These echoes come not to harm you, but to confirm your growth. They are the final waves of an old sound fading into silence. When a radio station changes, the old signal lingers for a moment before disappearing completely. The same happens in your energy field. These old scenes are proof that transformation has already occurred. What you are seeing are the final reflections of who you used to be. Each echo is a sacred opportunity to demonstrate mastery. Where you once reacted, now you can respond. When an old trigger arises, ask yourself one powerful question. How would my future self, the version of me that already lives in peace, abundance, and love, respond to this situation? This question moves you instantly out of the ego's instinct to survive and into the wisdom of your soul. It lifts you from reaction to creation, from fear to perspective. In that space, you remember that you are the author of the story, not a character trapped in its script. You stop being the actor inside the drama and become the director shaping the scene. By practicing this awareness, you turn every challenge into a doorway of transformation. You begin to choose peace instead of panic, clarity instead of confusion, patience instead of resistance. This is the true art of alchemy, turning the lead of reaction into the gold of presence. Thoth's ancient teachings remind us that wisdom is not measured by what one knows, but by how one lives. Knowledge only becomes truth when it is embodied, when it is expressed through action, tone, breath, and silence. When the teachings move from your mind into your heartbeat, your life itself becomes a temple. As this embodiment deepens, the same situations that once broke your peace now pass through you like a soft breeze. You observe without absorbing. You feel without drowning. You respond without reacting. You become untouchable not because you are hardened, but because you are whole. Lower vibrations no longer find resonance within you because your field has become coherent, steady, and pure. This is energetic immunity, the natural protection that arises from living in alignment. You no longer need walls to defend your peace. Your vibration itself becomes your boundary. Through this steady practice, you enter a higher state known as sovereignty. It is complete energetic independence, the realization that you are the source, not the effect. You stop reacting to the outer world and begin creating from within it. Life no longer happens to you. It happens through you. You become the conscious architect of your own timeline. And this requires a final sacred act, a vow that only your soul can make. It is a declaration of energetic independence, a decision to never betray yourself again. This vow is not made with words, but with the deepest vibration of your being. It is the moment when the seeker becomes the master, when the initiate walking the path realizes they are the path itself. You decide, once and for all, to remain loyal to your inner light, to honor the seed of divinity that has awakened within you, and to nurture it with every choice you make. You become the guardian of your own inner garden, tending it daily through conscious thoughts, loving responses, and peaceful intentions. And here lies the revelation that brings the entire journey full circle. The activation of Thoth, the awakening of divine wisdom within you, was never about receiving power from an external force. It was about remembering the infinite power that has always lived inside you. The master of reality, the divine magician, the architect of consciousness. That presence has always been you. The teachings, symbols, And activations were never about giving you something new. They were reminders of what you already are. You were not given light. You remembered that you were light all along. What you have received is the manual for your own creative power, a wisdom once hidden and now reawakened. Now, the journey changes form. You are no longer called to fight, to chase, or to strive. The era of effort has ended. The new phase is not about doing, but about being. It is about radiating effortlessly. Gold does not try to shine. It simply shines. When transformation is complete, light becomes your natural state. Your peace, now anchored in every cell of your body, begins to harmonize your surroundings. Your joy becomes a living testimony that transformation is real. You become the evidence that the path works. You no longer talk about the light. You are the light. Your existence becomes a message. You carry the vibration of truth everywhere you go. Without speaking a word, those meant for you will recognize your energy. Those not aligned with it will drift away quietly, without conflict, guided by the laws of resonance. This is the quiet majesty of an awakened soul. You live not to prove but to express. You no longer seek validation because your energy speaks for itself. Peace becomes your presence. Joy becomes your language. And your very being becomes a mirror that awakens others. If you have reached this point, it means something in you has completed its old cycle. Take a breath and feel the truth of it in your body. Say to yourself, my new timeline has begun. This is not a wish. It is a declaration. You have crossed the threshold between the old world of reaction and the new world of creation. You are no longer waiting for a sign. You are the sign. You no longer seek the light. You radiate it. You no longer search for truth. You live it. Your energy field now carries the frequency of coherence, balance, and power. Your presence itself becomes a sanctuary for others. You don't need to convince, defend, or prove. Your vibration does the speaking. Wherever you go, you spread stability, healing, and inspiration, not by force, but by the quiet certainty of your being. You become a reminder that transformation is possible. You are the living bridge between heaven and earth, the proof that divine consciousness can exist in human form. You are the message the world has been waiting to feel. Your only task now is to continue being who you are. Breathe deeply. Stay grounded in your peace. Let your light flow naturally through your actions, your words, your silence. Let your existence become the gentle proof that awakening is not distant. It is alive in you right now. The work is no longer about becoming. It is about remembering that you already are everything you sought. Shine without effort. Love without fear. Create without control. And walk in this new reality as the embodiment of the truth you once only believed. Your new world has already begun.